With many of the exercises in this course, you'll get maximum benefit if you do them starting in what we call the standing neutral position, although some of them can be done in other positions and even out walking. The neutral position will help you anyway throughout your life as a comfortable posture to revert to. It's a kind of physical reset button.
Now, getting into this position will help to neutralize bad physical habits all of us creep into as we grow up. In our formative years, we sit slumped far too much. We sleep on beds that are too soft and on pillows that are too high. We often don't do enough general physical exercise, aerobic or stretching. And when we're young, we burn the candle at both ends, as we say. We also strain our necks to look down at our devices too much. And just the constrictions on our breathing and general lack of body and muscle tone, all this inflicts on us can massively affect our voice production.
Being vain doesn't help either. You may be aware of a situation where you put on a bit too much weight, and to get rid of your double chin, you jut your chin out. And you get used to doing that, particularly in company. The problem with this position of the head is that it constricts the throat and creates more tensions, which can affect the voice badly. Try it now to see what I mean. Push the jaw out. Yes, you can get rid of a double chin if you're a bit flabby down there, but can you speak easily? Even raising the arms makes it hard to talk properly.
Also, when we don't want to show that our tummy has got too big, we hold it in. But that's just the worst thing you can possibly do when it comes to deep breathing, as we'll come to soon. Body alignment is such an enormous subject, we're only going to touch on it here. But if you're interested in how aligning the body changed the life of someone who started a whole school of alignment techniques and exercises, check out the Alexander Technique. That was created by a Shakespearean actor, Frederick Alexander, who once lost his voice completely and was very poorly. He realized he had very bad problems with his own body's alignment, and he discovered that posture and attaining the correct muscle tensions are so important for not just the voice, but for general health too.
So let us show you what the neutral position is. You ideally need to have minimal or tight clothes on and stand with the heels about 4 inches apart and the feet at 45 degrees. So what are you doing with your head? Heads are heavy, and if you're not properly aligned, that weight is not taken by the strong bones of your skeleton. No, in fact, your poor neck and shoulder muscles have to literally shoulder the strain. Tension in the neck muscles are notorious for creating problems with the voice, as of course muscles get smaller when they are tense. So if the back of the neck has to pull your heavy slumping head back, the front muscles that connect to the jaw have to compensate, and that leads to constriction or twisting in the all-important trachea tube where the voice is created. We'll demonstrate this soon.
So stand tall and imagine that the top of your head is connected to a cord that's been gently pulled up by the ceiling. That's the kind of stretch you're trying to attain. A string from the top of your head. Don't raise your shoulders. Don't let them roll forward either. Just let them drop naturally, look forward, relax. Ideally, you need to face a mirror at this point and align yourself so your head is perfectly central over your body, and that your head isn't looking up like a soldier might, but straight ahead in a horizontal line. And even if this feels unnatural and you feel you're looking horrible with a double chin, please don't worry about it at this stage. Now maybe you have a friend who can look at you from your side and give you some feedback as to whether you're bent over or aligned in a way you shouldn't be. In yoga, this is called the mountain pose, perhaps because of the strong, sturdy base it creates for the body's posture. If you're on your own, you might like to set up a camera at your side to photograph the side angle. Look back at the shot afterwards very carefully. You may be very surprised and realize you never knew you were standing in such a weird way, maybe distorted. It may also make you think that you ought to go on a diet, so that's an extra benefit maybe.
If you think your posture looks slightly bent, yet you thought before that you were standing tall and straight, then find a wall to use. Instead of freestanding on the floor, put your back against a wall and make sure your feet are under your hips and unlock your knees. Push your back against the wall and make sure that your back makes contact with the wall as firmly as possible. Now, in that position, walk your feet slowly and carefully away from the wall a few inches. You'll need to allow your knees to bend a bit, so you're leaning fully against the wall. Don't worry about the back becoming perfectly straight. Your spine has natural curves at the neck and waist to help with weight bearing. Now make sure the back of the head touches the wall, even though you've walked a few inches away from it. Does this mean tucking your chin in a little? This may feel uncomfortable now, but if you do this exercise to get into the neutral position regularly, you'll get to realize how unnatural your original posture was and how much better a pose you can now achieve.
So how does your head feel now? Does it feel stuck in one position? If so, you may have tried to get rid of some tensions by developing some more. You need to feel relaxed in this neutral position, fully aligned, but your head may feel stuck. So very carefully and gently rotate your head to look as much as you can to the left and hold it there. Don't strain. Do you hear any cracks or disturbing noises as you turn your head? Be very gentle as you do that. But then bring it back into the central position, face the front again. Now turn to the right again, very slowly as you possibly can. Hold it there. Don't stretch too much. Then return back to look at the front again. So important to do that, and just be really aware that it's sensitive. Most of us don't do this exercise a lot. We just look forward all day, but that little stretching exercise to the left and right is important. Now let's move the head gently to look up, not too much, don't strain. Hold it there for a few seconds, and then return back to the neutral position. And yes, we're going to move the head down again. Hold it, and then back. Now, what we've just done is something very simple. We can all do that daily. It's a real excellent exercise to do, particularly after you've stared at a computer screen or you've been driving, anywhere where the head has been in one position all the time, you know. And ideally in the neutral position, your head should be free, floating, and relaxed.
Now, how is the rest of your body feeling? Has that got any tension in it? Try to identify where the stresses and strains are, and while you're still standing, try and release the tensions wherever you feel that they are, maybe your feet or buttocks or your hands. Still try and keep this aligned, neutral position and make sure the tensions don't return back to your neck and head. Finally, let's check what's happening in the mouth. Any tension there? You don't need to actively open the mouth. When you relax the muscles there, it may open a little, and that's fine. The tongue should be relaxed on the mouth floor and not curled up, but flat, with the tip touching the back of the lower teeth. If this feels you are forcing it there, try to make it relax on the bottom of the mouth. It's a far restful holding position.
Right, this is the neutral position that we'll refer to in future exercises. And it's so important that you learn to get into this position as a matter of habit before many of the things we'll do together. Finally, to show you how important this position is, I'd like you to hum a low note and keep it on the same note, all right? Hum. In the neutral position, hum. Now, while humming, gently, subtly twist your body around. Move your neck. Lean forward a bit, lean back, do all that kind of stuff. Maybe go back to your original, which could be poor position. The idea is to work out how the noise changes and how it distorts, how this hum loses its volume, loses its resonance, or just how flipping uncomfortable it is to make the noise, even with slight changes to your ideal optimal posture. All right, so you may think, what are we doing this thing for? It's so you get the best voice. The neutral position is the best place for doing the voice. And now, if you twist and distort, you'll find out how the voice changes just by doing a low humming, and you'll see as you move around, it all changes. So spend the next few minutes doing that experimentation, listening to how the note changes quality and even forces the note to change. We'll see you in the next video for the first of our important breathing exercises.